All right, my soul is welcome here. So remember, there's an opportunity coming up when the slides look like this. You guys get to yell out, right place, right time. Let's practice. Right place, right time. Okay, excellent. And otherwise, we're all singing together. All right. Here we go. Right place. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Same thing again. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Whoa, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. Woo-hoo! Just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Whoa, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. All right, everyone, say hello to your neighbor. And say hello to people on the other side. There's no big divide here. All right. Come on back. We're going to get ready. We're going to be in the right place at the right time again. Here we go. And now, I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Whoa, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Woo! Message received loud and clear. Thank you, Bob Goodwin on piano. Can we please give Bob a hand? All right, and the VTC Community Choir in the seats, please give yourselves a hand. Thank you. All right, welcome to another Celebrate Sunday at the Victoria Truth Center. It is so lovely to see so many smiling faces and some new energy. So before I go on, can I ask, is there anyone here for the first time today? All right, Caitlin, welcome. So you are Reverend Gail and John Musio's granddaughter, right?
Actually,
John's granddaughter. All right, well, we are delighted to have you here. Can we let Caitlin know how delighted we are? We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. All right, let's give her a hand. Woohoo! Right on. All right, so welcome to Celebrate Sunday. Welcome everyone to Celebrate Sunday, whether you are here in person or watching us online. We are here because we come together to do one thing and one thing only. And that is to remember that there's only one thing going on. Call it whatever you will, spirit, source, creativity, energy, the quantum field, God. It really doesn't matter what you call it. It is the thing that we are here to celebrate. And at VTC, we like to talk about love, right? So we talk about celebrating the love you truly are and about living life lovingly. So if love is the only thing that is going on, just that one thing, it means that there's nothing that is not love. So it means Sandy is love. It means Linda is love. Dean, Caitlin, our entire community that is evolving and growing and blossoming every moment of every day. It is everyone online. It is everyone and everything that is, was, and ever will be. And the work that is ours to do is to remember that that's what's happening. But don't take my word for it. We all have our own journey to travel. The work that is ours to do is ours to do, and no one can do it for us. So if this is something that feels good, if this is something that sparks curiosity, if this is something that gives you at least pause, then I invite you to be willing to at least entertain the idea that love is all there is, and that each and every one of us is that. How does that sound? Okay, fantastic. So let us remember where we are celebrating the love that we truly are. On the unceded lands of the Lekwungen people, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. And if we take a look at what the Songhees nation has to say on their website, there is this beautiful quote there about strength, integrity, and vision. It says, "We are the keepers of the spirit of our ancestors and of the generations to come." This is such a beautiful declaration and an invitation for us to remember who we are. And whether we call it love, God, universe, energy, whatever it is that we call it, to remember that not only are we that, but everyone and everything is that, including the land that we are on. So when we embody strength, integrity, and vision, we are activating that love, that power, theme for the month, that power, presence, and profundity that we all are, that everyone and everything is, just a bit more fully. So let us accept this invitation, truly take it to heart, and live with more strength, integrity, and vision as the keepers of spirit, because guess what? We are spirit. Haishka. All right, so now we're moving into our meditative song, Holy Light by Amy Steinberg. I don't know if you guys know this, but she's coming here next week. Have you heard about that? Yeah, okay. We might sing this song. I don't know, because there's going to be 2 full hours at the concert, no stopping. But for today, for this moment, we're going to sing Holy Light to get us into the mood for some affirmative prayer. Please feel free to sing along if you wish. Just breathing in, receiving breath, feeling life moving and grooving its way in, through, and as every fiber of our being. Feeling the power, presence, and profundity of who and what we are, right here, right now. So knowing that we are holy light, knowing that we are strength and love, that we are beauty. I am so grateful to know that right here, right now, is such a blessed moment, a gift, another opportunity to remember who and what we truly are. And so let us lean in. Let us open ourselves up to that infusion of love, of wisdom, of grace, knowing that as we do, as we focus on who and what we truly are, the love we truly are, that love amplifies within our being, within our community, and the world. So in gratitude for every moment to remember, for every moment to activate, to further activate the love we truly are, I release my word as law, knowing that right here, right now is one of those sacred moments. So I release, I let go, and I bask in life's beautiful, powerful, loving flow. And so it is. Thank you, Bob, for that beautiful music. Thank you, everyone, for your consciousness and your presence. So just taking a moment to breathe as we move into this next section, which is about our affirmation for the month, which is power. The theme for the month, which is power. And the affirmation to go with is, the point of power of my life is right here, right now. And so we're 3 weeks in. And so how is that feeling for people? A month of power, focusing on power, focusing on the idea that right here, right now, the present moment is the only true moment of creativity, the only moment of opportunity to create the life experience that we want, to stand in the power of who and what we are. Who would like to share something that's coming up? As I just put the microphone aside. Who would like to share something about power? Like a student here.
Oh, God. I usually look around to see if somebody else wants to share. John was driving over today, and I was thinking, we usually think of men as being powerful. And some people seldom think as women being powerful. And I've called some of my friends powerful women. So I think we need to have kind of a shift around that, that it's not only a masculine attribute. But, yeah, that just came up today, but I've been thinking about power all week.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good one. I actually, for today's talk, I went to the book that I actually referenced last week, Power Up Your Life, by Bill and Cher Holden and Paul Hasselbeck, and looked up the power of power and how, I'm going to talk about this in my talk, but it really depends what level of consciousness we're coming from when we think about power. And power is not a masculine or a feminine thing. Power is it's part of our nature. It is energy. It is creativity. It is opportunity. And so thank you for that reminder about how it's up to all of us to remember and acknowledge the power that we are, not just that we have, or might be sort of a personality trait. It's just, it is present everywhere all the time. Who else? Mahoney, also known as Glenn Sheridan.
Okay. If you'd been paying attention last night, we went out on a date.
Did we?
Yes.
Yes, it was so fun.
So it was at Herman's Jazz Club, and it was celebrating the music of Tom Waits. And Peter Dowse, that we know from Wednesday's Elevate, was the bass player that night, and there were 4 other musicians. And it was just fun, you know, to go there, relax, have a meal. Some of us had a drink. I'm not saying which ones. And at certain points, we just started laughing. And I won't share what caused the laughing, but...
it was Glenn. It was Glenn that caused
Nope.
the laughing. I'm not going to say what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But just before I went to sleep last night, I wrote this in my notes on my phone, which is... So think of this as each word leads to another word with arrows, and it's laughter is fun, is sharing, is connection, is power purely experienced. So.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
And again, bringing in playfulness. That's one of Glenn's favorite attributes of spirit or God is playfulness.
I remember when we were at an INTA conference, that's International New Thought Alliance conference, and there was about 2,000 people in the room, and one fellow got up, and he said, "We're just going to laugh today." And he started to laugh, and like people kind of looked around like, okay. And before you knew it, the whole room was laughing. And it was so, I get God bumps thinking of it. It was so powerful. And I think that there was such a shift in the room for the rest of whatever was coming that day. And I always remember that, especially when you go to Facebook and you have a little kid. Today I saw one that was laughing because a puppy was licking his face, and he was giggling, and I started to giggle, you know? So it's wonderful to laugh. I love laughing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, we had some other laughs on the weekend because we watched the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Not as good as the other Deadpool movies, but man, there's some stuff that they come out with that is absolutely priceless. Thank you, Carolyn.
Your story just reminded me of another story, a true story. Have you heard of the fellow by the name of Norman Cousins?
Yes.
Yeah. If you remember the story about, well, it's a true story. I believe he was a newspaper editor or something, if I'm right. Anyway, this man was dying in the hospital of, I believe he had cancer. And he was given, the sentence that he wouldn't live much longer. So he decided that he would call his friends and invite them to bring in films for him, happy films. And apparently, it's true, he cured himself through laughter. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wonderful story. I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't have a name for someone, but I have heard that many times over. And honestly, Emma Smiley writes about it in Magnificent Assumption. Okay? Because things happen in our body depending on what our consciousness is, right? Like our body reflects our consciousness. And so if we are happy and uplifted and joyful and feeling vibrant, that's what we're focusing on, no matter what our body is trying to convince us of otherwise, then guess what? The mind controls the body. Our body can only end up listening and pay attention. So that's a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing it. All right, look at that. Look at what power is inspiring and enlivening in our community. So a couple more weeks to go, actually 1 more week to go, and next week is going to be a little bit different. We're probably not going to be doing this because there's going to be a powerhouse in our presence by the name of Amy Steinberg. So but allow this theme and this affirmation to keep opening you up to what does power mean? What does it feel like? What does it look like in my life? Okay? All right, so time for the musical feature with Bob. And Bob, do you want to let us know what it is you chose and why?
Well, I'm continuing on my theme which I've been doing, love. And this is by a New Thought person. Her name is Annie Sims. So both words on music are by her. And it is called Love is Who I Am.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Good choice. And you knew that song. Annie Sims, I don't know her. Is she around?
I think so.
As Bob falls into love.
But I bought a book, and it's called 101 Inspirational Songs, and it's written for New Thought. So there's all these songs in here, and then, you said, ask me if there's solo, so I was just sung through. For some reason, I saw this love, and I've been on this love kick, I might as well continue it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
More often, I love your voice.
Yes.
A lot of times you just play.
All right. So, love is who I am. Yeah, that's a nice reminder and a nice declaration. Okay, I have a quote for you, another one by Emmett Fox. Bless a thing and it will bless you. Curse it and it will curse you. Does that land? Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, I see some squinting eyes yeah, it does. Anyway, or yeah, it does. Because what does this mean? It means we are all powerful. It means we get to decide. We're the ones choosing how we feel based on what we think and what we believe, right? So, like I mentioned, I went back to this Power Up Your Life by Cher and Bill Holton and Paul Hasselbeck from Unity, and took a look at the power of power, because they observe 12 powers, and power is one of those powers. And so in the book, it talks about how power, when it comes to the body and energy centers, is situated in the throat, okay? The back of the tongue and the voice box, all about being heard and resonating. And the color associated with it is purple. I need to learn more about the colors, but purple is the color. And that it is about claiming mastery. Okay, it's not about power, sort of like, and like bro energy, you know, like Gail was alluding to, that some people think. It is about mastery, mastery of our own mind, of ourselves. Command authority of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, expressing prerogatives and preferences. And as last week I mentioned, when they talk about the 12 powers at the beginning of the chapter, they talk about ordinary versus elevated consciousness. And depending on what level of consciousness you're vibrating at is going to dictate your experience of how power shows up in your life, how it's experienced in your life, and what you actually think about power. So in ordinary consciousness, they talk about underdeveloped and egocentric. And in an underdeveloped consciousness, they talk about how people thinking about power can often think about life as happening to me, sort of appearing as a victim in their life, that they don't have any power or that they're powerless, and that they tend to look for answers externally. In an egocentric view, they talk about someone who can become overly controlling, who can appear very vocal and domineering, and want to make things go their way all the time, sometimes at the expense of others. Now, I can say that's something I have personal experience with. Not just on the receiving end, but also on the giving end. Now, when it comes to an elevated state of consciousness, what they're talking about is being in alignment with our true nature, or being in the flow of the know. This is a phrase that our friend Reverend Dr. Liza Marquez from the Global Truth Center came up with a few years ago. And I love this phrase, being in the flow of the know. Know as in K-N-O-W with a capital K. And so that is the talk title for today, being in the flow of the know. And so if we take a look at this picture, what are we seeing here? We're seeing a brook, a river, a stream, something like that, a little bit of time-lapse photography for effect. But we're seeing water flowing. And in the middle of the water and around the water, there are all sorts of pebbles and rocks and sand and things that could get in the way, right? But is the water thinking about, oh, I've just hit a rock, I gotta like become something different, like maybe some ice and smash that rock or something like that, or I gotta like become a little bit more sludgy or something else completely? It moves around the rock. It goes over the rock. On the embankments, is it thinking, ooh, I've just hit up against an obstacle? It moves with the flow of the embankment while carving out more of an embankment at the same time, because it's always flowing, right? And so we can do this ourselves too. And so I was reminded today when this morning a blog post came up by another friend from California, Dr. Rick Tamlin, who is an amazing, amazing coach and was in advanced consciousness studies with me, and actually in ministerial class with me. I forgot that. And so he wrote, flow isn't just about things going our way. It's about moving with life, connecting with what's happening right now, even when it is challenging or uncomfortable. So it's not about dismissing stuff. It's not about trying to change stuff. It's about accepting what is, and then really considering and noticing, what is my approach? How am I responding to what is happening? He also talks about how it's not about resisting what's in front of me and finding a way to dance with it, right? That's grace. That's noticing what is happening and acknowledging that, okay, even if this is super challenging and I don't like the way that things are turning out, going with the flow from within, knowing that whatever resources I require, whatever intuitive wisdom might want to come through that is already there, I'm open and ready to receive it because I know as I do, it's going to help me to navigate those crunchy obstacles that I feel like are in my way. He also writes about being aligned with purpose and the world around me. And so for me, this really was about power. It was about mastery. It was about remembering who we are and approaching life from this elevated consciousness and awareness that even if stuff feels like it's not going the way that I would prefer, that there is that in me that knows how to navigate it anyway. And sometimes it doesn't even feel easeful and graceful. We like to say with ease and grace. It can still feel sticky and hard and challenging, but we know that underneath that stickiness and that hardness and the challenges, that we are so much bigger and more powerful and profound than any of that stuff. Now, incidentally, I also, in the emails today, received the Unity Vancouver Island notice. Reverend Thomas is talking about flow today, too. Okay, so anyway, yesterday here in the sanctuary, it was the third Saturday, so we had the 9D transformational breathwork in the morning. And Sandy was here nodding her head. And the journey that we breathed was called Unleash Your Power. Okay? And in part of the write-up, it talks about how this journey is for anyone who wants to tune into their innate wisdom and power, and that it is about transcending limiting beliefs, stories, and old patterns keeping us feeling stuck. And literally, this is written in there, remembering who we are. This is partly why I love 9D so much. It's so new thought. Anyway, and so, hi, welcome, come on in. And so what was really interesting was during the share afterwards, there were a couple of individuals who shared that the voice of Brian Kelly, who's the founder of 9D Breathwork, I have happened to love his voice and gravitated towards it right away. That they had a bit of an issue with like this sort of bro energy or this masculine power, like, coming on, which I don't see at all. That's not my experience at all with him. But all three people who mentioned that also mentioned that they allowed themselves to get over it because they knew that if they resisted what it was that was being offered and the guidance that was being offered of the journey, that they weren't going to get anywhere, that they were going to have the kind of experience that made them notice more and more and more what they didn't like about the journey, what they didn't like about the narration, and that's what they were going to end up tuning into. And so for me, it was so exciting to just sit back and listen to people share how they first maybe felt the crunchiness and the challenges and the, ooh, this is hard and I don't like this is not what I prefer, from that one level of maybe ordinary consciousness, but very quickly shifted and just pulled out, becoming curious and expanded to a different level of consciousness, an elevated level of consciousness that then allowed each and every one of them to have a more expansive experience of that Unleash Your Power journey. So there has been research that shows that we go through life not gathering evidence and then coming up with a hypothesis based on that evidence, but that we come at life with a hypothesis already in mind, an already established premise, if you will, a foundational life belief or two or three, if you will, and then we gather evidence to support that belief or that premise. And so when it comes to power, the power of power, our work is to be in the flow of the know, is to experience what happened yesterday with these three individuals, where they noticed what was going on in their bodies, how they were using their mind, the experience that they were creating for themselves as a result, and then making a conscious choice to shift, to pivot, to approach the experience as the know, the K-N-O-W, the knowing that exists in each and every one of us that is who and what we are all the time. And as a result, their experience completely changed. So what we focus on expands, what we resist persists, what we think about we bring about, and I heard a fourth one of this that I hadn't heard before just a couple of days ago, what we lament cements. Anyone heard that one? Thank you to our Noticing Ninjas group on Tuesday nights for someone in the group bringing that up. And so this really speaks to how it's always up to us. How do we want to experience our life? How do we want to create the life experience that we are having? Do we want to do it from the ordinary level of consciousness? And you know what? If that's what you would prefer, okay. However, there is that in you that is bigger, that is more powerful, that is infinite in scope, that is creative by nature, that is just ready to unleash itself out into the world. And the one thing that we get to do is to let it, right? And often it can take us more work to let it, to allow, to unleash, than it is to put obstacles in the way. To consider like, well, I may be a stream or a brook, but you know what? To get around this rock, I got to become a log. What? No, just be the water that you are. Be the power that you are. Trust and know that you have it in you to navigate whatever comes up in life. Because there will be stuff that will come up that we can feel like we're not 100% responsible for causing. I mean, on some level of consciousness, we are equal to whatever we're attracting, but if there's something that is going on, weather-wise, something across the world or whatever, ultimately, our work is to really notice and choose how are we responding. And that's the mastery part. That's the power part. We get to decide, we get to choose. And so we come together on Sundays, we do our meditations, we read stuff, we listen to podcasts, we talk to people, we have book studies, get out into nature. So many different ways to remind ourselves and each other of who and what we truly are, and that we are infinitely more powerful, creative, and resilient than anything we could ever think, believe, or feel, than anything we could experience. So I want to add to the quote that I started off with by Emmett Fox today, and those of you who are in meditation, you will have heard this. So I started off by saying, bless a thing and it will bless you, curse it and it will curse you. Well, the rest of that quote is, if you bless a situation, it has no power to hurt you. And even if it is troublesome for a time, it will gradually fade out if you sincerely bless it. Ernest Holmes said that the key ingredient to affirmative prayer is feeling. Thomas Troward said that it is faith. One of the things that we talk about, inspired by intention, don't leave home without it, is knowing what the intention is for your prayer. Because every single thing you think, say, or do is some sort of affirmation. And so you want to be crystal clear on what it is that you're affirming. Every thought, every word, every action step. And the more feeling you put into it, the more anchored in faith you are, then the more powerful and immediate the demonstration of whatever it is that you are affirming is going to be. So my question to you is, knowing that what we focus on expands, what we lament cements, etc., how are you approaching life? How are you embracing power? The power that you are, the power that you have, the power that you can lean into so that you can master your life, not from the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings and stories and experiences that we've had or that are going on around us, but as the power of being in the flow of the know. As always, the choice is up to you. Thank you, and so it is. All right, everyone, time for some conscious conversation. So I invite you to get into groups of 4, pick up your chairs, move them around, create little tiny groups, and we'll have about 10 minutes, and then I will ding the meditation bowl when it's time to come back. If you feel that you have been inspired, uplifted, feel more connected, more aligned, more in the flow of the know, then this is an opportunity to share some of that upliftment, to share your generosity of spirit, knowing that every single penny that we receive helps us with the programming that we offer, but it also gives us the opportunity to share in that generosity. And today, because someone asked, I can offer the names of some organizations that we have shared generosity with through donations and tithes. So these are just some. Shelburne Community Kitchen, Rainbow Kitchen Esquimalt, Extreme Outreach Society, Camosun College Foundation, Women's Transition House, Help Ukraine Vancouver Island, Unity Vancouver Island, and Intercultural Association of Greater Victoria to help sponsor a family that came from Syria. So those are just a few. There are more, and there will probably be more as we continue to donate throughout the end of the year. However it is that you would like to share the generosity of the Spirit that is you, there are different ways to do it. E-transfer, credit card, cash, or check into the silver bowl at the end. Whatever way you are offering of your love, I invite you to place your hands on your heart as we declare this abundance affirmation enthusiastically together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By embracing generosity with enthusiasm and delight, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. And so let us anchor in that gratitude, knowing that it appreciates with every single breath, every thought, every word, every deed. I am so grateful to know that all the offerings of love, of spirit, all the generosity that is being shared, it goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. And so as our community grows, so do all the communities around us. As we celebrate the love we truly are, then we amplify the love we know everyone and everything to be. So for all of the love that is present, for all of the love that is on its way, I simply say thank you for it all, feeling the blessings, feeling the gifts, feeling the appreciation, and so it is. All right. Today, third Sunday, there's a healing circle happening right over here starting at 12:15, so please stay. It's a 45-minute opportunity to really, really anchor in the power of affirmative prayer, of intention, of really moving energy with just our focus on the wholeness, allness, and wellness of whomever it is that we're praying for. Elevate. This Wednesday is the first anniversary of this event. I am so excited. We are going to party. We're going to have some extra music. There will be cake. And yeah, I am singing The Power of Love to finish us off. Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News. So really looking forward to celebrating the 1-year anniversary of what was my dream as an offering here at VTC. And so, yeah, so if you haven't been in a while, if you've never experienced Elevate, then come on out on Wednesday. Our jazz trio with Peter Dowse, Pablo Cardenas, and Kelby McNair are going to be here, along with all of the elevators that attend regularly on a Wednesday. Okay, you guys aware? All right, so I'm not going to play the video because it was in the newsletter yesterday. If you haven't read your newsletter from yesterday, I think all the videos are there. There are 4 videos that Amy has put together for us to entice and inspire you to come on out and be loved up at the Saturday concert next week, or actually this week, Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. right here. We're going to fill the house. And then on Sunday, after Music and Message, with her, we're going to do a Make a Good creative workshop. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, please do. The link is also in the newsletter. There's also a poster on the wall there with a QR code that you can scan. It'll take you right to the ticketing link. Any questions, please ask me. And if you want to come but feel like you don't have a ride, or you know someone who might want to come but they don't want to drive at a certain time of day, please let me know. Unity is, getting together carpools. We can do the same, right? We can get someone here if they don't have a way of getting here. All right, super looking forward to having Amy with us next week. Community announcements. For all of the in-house things that are happening, there's a list. AR Games with Sherry tonight in the sanctuary. On Thursday, there is a 5 Rhythms dance thing that you can find out more about in the lobby. There's a little board there. And then Monday the 25th, Music and Mantras is happening here. The last one for this year, also more information in the lobby. And Saturday the 30th, there's going to be Breathwork and Cacao. More information in the lobby if you're interested. All right, anyone have anything they would like to share that they're involved in the community? Linda, oh, hold on, so the people hear you. There you go.
You mentioned that we support extreme outreach. In the past 3 years, we have gone and actually, as church members, and helped them out to stuff the stockings. So extreme outreach is run by Cliff Power, a fabulous person, grassroots, small organization, dependent on donations. And they support at-risk youth, and they train people in their coffee shop to be baristas so that they can have a career. And he also supports, they raise money to send kids to camp. And at Christmas time, they do a dinner, and they do stockings for people living in poor conditions. And then I think as sweet as the children, the stockings are done by ages, girls, boys, and those who don't associate with either gender. They have gender-neutral stockings for them. And so we go, we have fun. Ed's granddaughter dresses up. She's the elf of the year, and we all wear Christmas hats and have fun. And so if you want to volunteer with that, let me know. I will get a night during the week, and we usually do it from between 4 and 7. But if you can help from 4 to 5:30, go home for dinner. Other people come from 5:30 to 7. We have to book ahead one evening where we stuff the stockings. So let me know if there's a day of the week that works for you, and I will organize a night where we can volunteer.
Bad Christmas sweaters are not a requirement.
But yeah, the funky Christmas sweaters, because the picture of our group is mandatory.
Okay, and did you say that Cliff's last name is Power?
Yes.
Dudes, Power.
Cliff Power. Yeah, he's amazing.
All right, thank you. And so, Linda, when you know the date, you'll let us know so that we can promote it and post it in the newsletter and Facebook and all that? All right, fantastic. Thank you. Oh, I guess I can keep this on. All right. Okay, well, if that is everything, I'm going to invite everybody to stand up, and we're going to sing our closing tune by Robert Anderson, One Great Power. There's just one presence, just one light, shining in the world like a beacon in the night. Just one power we all can share. One great power everywhere. One great power, one great love. Big as the ocean and the skies up above. One great spirit waiting in prayer. One great power everywhere. There's one great power everywhere. There's just one purpose, just one spark, burning in our souls like a candle in the dark. Just one chorus we all can sing. One great power, let it ring. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies up above. One great spirit waiting in prayer. One great power everywhere. There's one great power everywhere. All right, everyone, bless your neighbor for the week. All right, come on back. We're going to keep singing about presence and power. There's just one presence, just one light, shining in the world like a beacon in the night. Just one power we all can share, one great power everywhere. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies up above. One great spirit waiting in prayer, one great power everywhere. There's one great power everywhere. There's one great power everywhere. Woo! All right, thank you for coming to another Celebrate Sunday, whether you are here in person or online. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. We will see you next week for Amy Steinberg. Woo!